የተወደዳችሁ የሰላም ካቶሊክ ቲቪ ተመልካቾች አሁን የምንገኘው በዚህ በሰላም ካቶሊክ ቲቪ ስቱዲዮ ከእንግዶች ጋር ነው። በዚህ በቤተክርስቲያን በተልዕኮ ላይ በተሰኘው ፕሮግራም ዛሬ ከኛ ጋር ቆይታ እንዲያደርጉ ሁለት እንግዶች ጋብዘናል። ራሳቸውን ያስተዋውቃሉ። የዛሬው ቆይታ የምናደርገው በእንግሊዝኛ ቋንቋ ይሆናል። እነዚህ እንግዶቻችን በጎ ፈቃደኞች ከፈረንሳይ ሀገር እዚህ የመጡ በዚህ በካቶሊክ ቤተክርስቲያን አገልግሎት እየሰጡ ያሉ ባልና ሚስት ናቸው። ልቭር ዶሪየንት የሚባል አንድ ትልቅ የፈረንሳይ የካቶሊክ መንፈሳዊ ተራድኦ ተቋም ከዚያ ወደዚህ መጥተው ልኡክ ሆነው እዚህ ያገለግላሉ እና በዚህ በነበራቸው ቆይታ ላይ በኢትዮጵያ በቆዩበት ጊዜ ያሳለፉትን ሁሉ እንዲነግሩን የበለጠ ከነሱ ጋር ቆይታ ልናደርግ ነው እና በዚህ ጊዜ እንግዲህ በሚነግሩን ነገር ሁሉ የበለጠ ግንዛቤ እንድናገኝ ተስፋ እናደርጋለን። መልካም ቆይታ ያድርግልን። Good morning.
Good morning, Abba.
ጤና ይስጥልኝ አባ።
ጤና ይስጥልኝ። ደህና ናችሁ? ሰላም ናችሁ?
እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን።
ሁሉ ሰላም።
ሁሉ ሰላም። So we are very happy that you took the time to be here with us. This is a program called Church on Mission. You are also on mission here in Ethiopia, sent by Livre d'Orient from France. And I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to our Catholic viewers. And you can introduce yourself first, and then later on we will discuss about your ministry and your stay in Ethiopia, how it was, and I hope our people, the Catholics, and all people who are watching this program will get insight into your ministry here in Ethiopia. So I start with you. You can introduce yourself, your name, and your background a little bit.
አመሰግናለሁ አባ። ስሜ ባፕቲስት ነው and now I continue in English. And I'm a civil engineer by formation. And now with my wife we are the country representative of l'œuvre d'Orient in Ethiopia.
ስሜ Yolande. I am occupational therapist in the field of paramedical. Yes, in France, and here I am with my husband.
Yes, you are volunteering here, civil engineer.
Yes.
By profession, and you are a therapist.
Occupational therapist.
Yes, very good. Yes, this is which your profession in France, but you left for 1 year your profession to serve the church. Exactly. That is the way I understand it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So how did you start this ministry? Because you are a couple, you are married, and you have your own profession, but now you are working for the church organization called Livre d'Orient. So can you explain a little bit about your engagement?
Yes, absolutely. So we have to come back in the time 4 years ago, after finishing our study respectively. I will start by my story, because after we join us on l'œuvre d'Orient, but my story. So I finished my study in France, civil engineering, in my specialty in the south of France. And after I decided to go for a volunteer program with l'œuvre d'Orient in Lebanon. And that's the point where I met Yolande. And there I was also with the team of l'œuvre d'Orient on Beirut for the following of the projects. So a little bit what we are going also to explain now about l'œuvre d'Orient in Ethiopia, but I was in the team in Lebanon before.
And for me, after my study, occupational therapist, I was looking for NGO to go to volunteer program, to go out of my comfort, to leave my country. And I meet Œuvre d'Orient. But before the meeting, I was praying to miraculous Médaille of Chapel Fruit du Bac. And I go to the meeting and they say, okay, you will go with the daughter charity. So there is a link with Miraculous Médaille and daughter charity in Lebanon, in the mountain of Beirut, in Hadnes. So I was occupational therapist there. And so now we have always Miraculous Médaille with us.
I think it's the Holy Mary arrange our wedding finally in Lebanon. And also me, I was when I was in Beirut, I was going every day at the Mass at the Basilica of the Miraculous Medal in the center of Beirut. It's managed by the Lazarist Fathers, and it's also the provincial house of the Daughter of Charity. So for sure, it's the Holy Mary organize our wedding. So it starts there with l'œuvre d'Orient for 1 year or so. It was in Lebanon, and after we came back in France to work respectively in our work. So me in the construction site, and Yolande in
occupational
therapist also in France. And and during the preparation of the wedding, we were thinking that what sacrament, the wedding of the sacrament can change in our life. So we were thinking that maybe after we can serve the church in France or in our parish, but also
we can stay at home, stay in France, stay with our family and friends.
And in the discussion, we were thinking that also we have the experience in Lebanon with the Oriental churches. So we came back to l'œuvre d'Orient, and we say that we are almost married, and in a few months you can maybe send us in a mission if you need us.
And they say, yeah, sure, we will thinking about. And a few days after, they said, okay, are you ready to go in Ethiopia to open a permanent office for Œuvre d'Orient? And we said, okay, so we will thinking about that. We try Ethiopian restaurant.
Yes, first of all.
To get a taste of Ethiopia.
To get taste of Ethiopia, and we feel the atmosphere a little bit. And yes, it was nice, and we said, okay, so we are ready, at least for 6 months, but they say, oh, 1 year it will be nice, and we say, okay, 1 year.
It's good. How long are you now in Ethiopia?
Now it's almost 9 months.
9 months.
At the end of this month, it will be at 9 months.
Yeah. So after a few months, you will conclude your stay here in Ethiopia, and then you go back to France.
Yes.
Yes.
And so, yes.
Exactly. It's a full 1 year to serve, and also it's for l'œuvre d'Orient, it's a new mission. We open the permanent office, so it's also we are trying to make connection to see how is the mission and how we can maybe expand our knowledge of the country. And we can say that it's not yet finished, but we can say that it's a success, and we hope that l'œuvre d'Orient will continue to send a team for the permanent office.
I see. Yeah, very good. So it's a good start, and you are happy. Maybe later on you will tell us about your experience and culturally, but also through your stay here, the hospitality you received here and there, but mostly also about the ministry you were engaged in. But before going to that, maybe tell us a little bit about what l'œuvre d'Orient is doing. I mean, as a church, the Church of France is connected with other churches in the Middle East, but also in Ethiopia, Eritrea. But tell us a little bit about this organization which sent you here.
Yes. Maybe first of all we can say that l'œuvre d'Orient is an old woman. L'œuvre d'Orient has 170 years. We will celebrate the anniversary next year. So it's a very old organization, and maybe the first mission of l'œuvre d'Orient is the friendship with the community, Oriental community. So to have a global view, we are in 23 countries, mainly in Middle East, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Iran, Egypt, Jordan, also the east part of Europe, Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria, we are also in Greece, and in the south of India, and the Horn of Africa. Of course, Ethiopia, Eritrea, the south of Sudan, Djibouti, that's our field of action.
Yes, and in Ethiopia we are present more than 100 years. We can see letters from the Capuchin fathers who send to Œuvre d'Orient in Paris what is happening in the country, in Ouassera also, with the first mission of Abba Pascal de Luchon, a French missionary.
Yes, so the connection is very long-standing, and the relationship,
Yes, so that's our historical link. So more than 100 years, and during these 100 years, mainly our mission is education. That's the first field what we are involved, health, and also the pastoral activities. So it's very large, but also we like to say that we don't have projects. It's communities, they have projects. The priests, they have projects.
It depends on the needs of the religious, of the priest, of the bishop. We go around on the country to ask to the religious, what is your priority, what is your challenge, because us, we don't know a lot of the country, so we go inside to the country to speak with the people, to see what is the needs. What are the needs?
Yeah, to support the Catholic mission in the school, in the dispensary, in the hospital. So it's a lot of diversity, and even for the youth also to organize program for them to have training, to strengthen them in their faith. That's also a very important point for us. And to make connection between France and Ethiopia, and that's also our mission as a couple, and the permanent office of Ethiopia is to be a bridge between the two communities. And we have also to mention maybe our very good colleague Benoit Karadje, also who will introduce us in Ethiopia, and it's also with him that we are working very closely to make the link between the two communities, and to understand the priorities, to see how we can support.
Because he traveled a lot in Ethiopia to meet the religious congregation, the priest, to see around, and to continue the mission, and after us he will continue also to come.
Yes. No, he has been here for a long period of time. He has connections with all the bishops and the clergy and the laity in Ethiopia, and with different organizations. So he's known here in Ethiopia, so he's a good contact for the church in France, l'Œuvre d'Orient. The name itself is the work of the church. L'Œuvre d'Orient means the work of the church, and the Church of France, the Catholic Church, when this was organized or founded at the beginning, a long time ago, to have connection with the Church of the East or the Middle East, Eastern churches, especially Oriental churches, the Oriental churches who are in France also. There are many Oriental church tradition followers. They are also in France, and they have also connection with the Church of France, the Catholic Church of France. And the Bishops' Conference is also supporting this
yes, absolutely.
program. And and then it's not only the connection is not only with the Catholic Church, but also with the Orthodox churches, the Oriental Orthodox churches also, or Western churches, the support, and then also enrichment to have this spiritual exchange also. So that is a very good way of doing also communion. The church in communion, the Church of France, this Latin church, but embracing also the Oriental church. So there's a communion what we also witness here in synodality. with the synodal church, communion, participation and mission. So the Church of France is experiencing this communion with the Oriental churches from a long period of time. So this is a continuation now to strengthen the ministry, the mission of the L'Œuvre d'Orient. They have a new way of being present here in Ethiopia through a permanent office. So that's why you were sent here as a kind of missionary to start or to consolidate the activities which have been done in the past. So that is a very good thing, and the church is very happy, and we have seen it also in April when the bishops' delegates came from the Bishops' Conference of France in April. They were here. You were here also organizing it, and with the church in Ethiopia, you organized it together at St. John Paul II Center at the cathedral compound. It was very nice to see all the bishops of Ethiopia and the bishops from France, and then also heads of the L'Œuvre d'Orient, like Monsignor Golnisch, Mr. Benoit, and the others were present, and the media. And then you had also visits to the Patriarchate at the time. We met also the Patriarch, His Holiness Abuna Matthias, with the delegation. So the communion is very much needed in this time, and it's also evolving, it's also strengthening through the presence of the missionaries here, but also in the activities which are organized by the various church organizations and the Catholic congregations, schools, but also dioceses and parishes. So it's a very enriching work. I mean, to be in this context, to work in this context for you is also very enriching as a volunteer, being here for 1 year. So we know a little bit, our viewers understand a little bit about L'Œuvre d'Orient, the organization which sent you. You have visited different dioceses here during your stay here, and parishes and congregations. And what is your experience here in Ethiopia as the first visit for you as a couple to work with this organization?
Yes, first of all, I think we can say that we are very impressed by the work of the Catholic Church when we travel in every region, from Borno region till Tigray, through Jimabonga, or even in the east part in Harar, Dihedawa. We can say that it's a very strong mission, and in particular the Catholic Church is involved in a lot of work of pastoral activities and social activities. I think it's 420 schools are managed by the Catholic Church, and more than 80 center of medical centers. So it's we are always very happy to see that. And also the thing that we have been very impressed and touched, it's the countryside, because the missionaries they go, and particularly the Catholic priests, the sisters, they are going to the countryside to help the people to live, to educate them, to give medicine, to give support. So I think that's the first impression that we are, and we are always surprised by Ethiopia and by the strong possibility and action of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, sometimes we go by mules to follow the priests. We call them crazy priests because they go by mules during a lot of hours to reach the parish. So yes, it is crazy for God.
And also that's the particularity of Ethiopia is the two rites. There is the Oriental rite with the Giz rite and also the Latin rite. And but all Ethiopia is the same source. That's this very old tradition from the 4th century, And that's also the reason why l'œuvre d'Orient is present here and not, for example, the country around like Kenya. They don't have the same tradition. And we are so grateful for the faith that have been find roots, strong roots in Ethiopia, because also the history of Ethiopia is particular, and they have been for a lot of centuries separate from the other part of the world, the Christian world. So we can say that it's a preservation of the tradition, very strong. When we visit the monasteries, we can cite also the Cistercian. They live this strong faith also in the monastic life, but also the Benedictine, Sister Mona Lisa. We know well also her monastery, a recent monastery, but beautiful monastery to have this bridge between the two traditions, and also the bridge between Occident and Oriental churches. So yes, first of all, it's a very good impression, and also we can say that's hospitality. We are always welcome like holy guests. Even when we enter in a convent or a parish without announcement, or if we forgot to call the father, they are always happy.
And one time, one family, they wash our foot, so like in the Bible. So yes, it is very nice to see that, to feel that, the faith.
Yeah, it's like the angel. I don't remember the exact passage in the Bible, but when they welcome the angel without know that there's the angels, and but I think that's this tradition. It's this open heart in Ethiopia, and always we have to mention also the coffee ceremony with beautiful flowers and roasted coffee. For us, it's a discovery, because most of the time in France, when you take coffee, it's espresso, and espresso it's a short time. But
in France, I didn't like coffee, but in Ethiopia, the atmosphere, the smell, so all the atmosphere is nice to feel.
Yeah. So through your visits, by going just to see the mission, to see the activities, and to know what the church is doing in different level, different areas. So you have also encountered the culture, the hospitality, the coffee ceremony, or what different things. So it is very good. So when we focus on the mission of the church, you said that it is amazing what the church is doing in education, in healthcare, and so all this you have visited. And how do you do the work as a permanent representative of l'œuvre d'Orient here in Ethiopia? How do you take the information when you go, you visit, and you meet the priests and the sisters and the laity who are working on the field, and then you take some report, and then you send periodically a report to your head office in France, or how do you do, and how do you digest all this information you get and all the program to different places and Oriental eparchies, but also Latin vicariates you go to visit, and how is that going as a permanent representative?
I think we can say that we spend 50% of our time outside of Addis. So that's maybe the first thing, that our mission is to be on the ground, to be present for the priests, for the sisters, to visit the school, to understand the needs, because when we receive the form with the demand of the community, sometimes it's difficult to imagine what are the needs. For example, when you receive a project for a wall against hyenas, it's difficult to imagine in Paris that you can be attacked by these kind of animals. So it's very important for us to be this bridge and this capacity of understanding the priority at this moment. So the only possibility for us to do that is to be on the ground, to go to visit, and after each travel, and periodically, normally it's each week, or sometimes it could be longer, it depends of the travel, but we report to Paris to say that we have seen this community, we understand these needs, and also we can follow the previous projects. We can say that, okay, you have already received this fund from Paris, from l'Œuvre d'Orient. How did you manage it, and what are now the possibilities and opportunities? So yes, we can say that's our daily life of mission. And,
we have also to send photos, pictures to Paris, because they need photos for the communication, to tell about Ethiopia, because Œuvre d'Orient is working with a donation. So the donors, they have to know Ethiopia, to know better, to know what is happening there. So we help Œuvre d'Orient for that also.
I see. Yes. So it's you feed, you report, and then you give more information, more insight into the mission of the church here, so that the people in France can have information and idea what the church is doing here, and then that way also you support some of the projects of here, the vicariates and the eparchies. Yeah, that's the way it works.
Even regarding the communication, that's an important point for us, because I think in France they even don't know about the Christianity in Ethiopia. So at least to inform them that there is Christian, there is churches alive, very, very strong tradition. It's very important, and so we communicate also through Instagram, through LinkedIn, to say that, okay, we are in Ethiopia, but what is our purpose, what is our mission exactly? And so we try to make communication, to make videos, photos. That's also very a big part of our job, to make the more understanding about Ethiopia and the situation, and also the actuality is important. So it's the history of Ethiopia, but also to say that how it's going on now in Ethiopia, and how we can continue to support.
Yes, good. And then this with the challenges, but also with the treasures that Ethiopia has to be communicated. As we say, then if we are in communion with the church in France, that means also we share in the same Christian tradition, and then the church is very active here. For example, we have many young people who are going to the church, but whereas in France is less. I mean, young people are not very active. You are young, you are very active, but not all, many young people who are not going to the church. This is also something which, people, when they get information about Ethiopia, when young people read, and then you send a picture that many young people are, going to the church, and then, practicing their Christian faith. And that is also something which encourages the young people in France, to be connected with the church. And so that means that we learn from each other, we support each other in that way also, and we celebrate our communion, our witness to the Christian faith, being in different locations. As Catholics, as Christians, we are here as in Ethiopia, but there are Christians in France. And that way you make the bridge that the traditions and the spirituality and the deep faith which is existing here in Ethiopia, when it is communicated to France, it is indirectly is also evangelization. I mean, people will understand that there are Christians who are very deeply connected with Christ, connected with the church, and that is also a mission. As a couple, you live in this tradition, you live as a Christian with a deep spirituality, you pray, you go to the church and the Mass, the sacraments, you follow, but there are others who do not do it, but this is the way we try as a church, The church in France is also evangelizing. The church in Ethiopia is evangelizing. We have a common mission of the church to evangelize and to nurture the faithful with their spiritual life. So this is something which you also participate, I think.
Yes, absolutely. We are witnesses about the mission, about the youth. They are coming to the church. We are always very happy when we spend a weekend in the parish to see that the Saturday is the day also of the youth. They prepare the Mass, yes. They sing a lot, and on the Sunday it's full of joy, and it's one of our experience.
Even we don't understand nothing in Amharic when they sing, but we feel the strong
sense of spirituality, and so
Yes, so I think it's also a very good testimony also for France, for the youth in France, to see that there is young also they are involved in the church, and they want to continue the mission even if it's a grass church at the beginning, because we visit a lot of places in the countryside. At the beginning it's a grass church, and after it's when the community is expanded, we can build a bigger one with sustainable materials. But it's so nice to see that, and sometimes we forgot that maybe in France at the beginning it was like that, but it was a lot of decennies ago and century. So it's true, the youth in France, we are less than Ethiopia, Catholic, but it's going to increase. And I think it's we are connected, absolutely. This big family of the church. We have the great example of recently in Rome, a lot of youth, even from France, they came to celebrate around the Pope this jubilee of hope. And the hope is also the youth. So I think, yeah, for sure there is a spiritual connection, and also we can strengthen this connection with our communication, and also through even the TV, the media.
And also our organization gives the opportunity to young French people to come to see the Oriental Church in this 23 countries, a lot of countries, Egypt, Armenia, Lebanon, like us when we meet together. And also there is volunteer in Ethiopia, so they can feel the faith of the young, and they can come back in France and to speak about this in France, and they can have more strong prayer for God. Yeah.
This is the nature of the Catholic Church, the universality, and then being in different countries, but it's one church, and then many young people can go from one country to the other country, and then they experience also the Catholic faith and the Catholic tradition, the prayer, the Mass, and so 23 Oriental churches. So L'Œuvre d'Orient is sending also volunteers also to different countries, and that way also it's an enrichment also for the young people who are participating like you, going out to other countries. It's a very enriching experience for everyone. So this is the mission of the L'Œuvre d'Orient, is also strengthening communion with the Eastern or Oriental churches, and then it expresses itself in this way. You are here and you experience, and for yourself is it also enriching, because to participate all in these different spiritual programs of different places. Sometimes it's also in eparchy, Oriental tradition, and sometimes in the Latin tradition, but you feel the same as one Catholic Church.
Yes.
So this is very beautiful, unity in diversity. So that is good. And then the role of, as a couple, but also as country representative here, is to connect, to see the situation of the church and to connect with the Church of France, but also to communicate the tradition, the positive developments, and the enriching things which can be also a positive contribution to the Church in France. That is, I think, the objective of the foundation of l'œuvre d'Orient. And then this, in this way, you have been for yourself a very enriching moment, and then when you will go back, and then you will continue also your life in the church. Maybe we will raise it later on, but the church, l'œuvre d'Orient, has also another important aspect, is working with the Orthodox churches ecumenically. So the ecumenical relationship is very important for the Catholic Church, and the Church of France is also, the Catholic Church in France is also supporting this and working for this. And that's why also you have in all these 23 different Oriental churches, countries, there is a connection with the Orthodox Church. Can you tell us a little bit about this ministry as well?
Yes, absolutely, and also that's a good connection with the anniversary of this year, of the 1,700 years of the Council of Nice, and that was the first ecumenical council, and so we celebrate this, and we celebrate the union, the communion between all the churches, and we also, as l'œuvre d'Orient, we work at this dialogue in all the countries. In some countries it could be with a strong and large diversity of churches. Orthodox, for example, in Lebanon, you have Armenian Catholics, but Armenian Orthodox. You have also the Chaldean, you have the Syriac Catholic and Syriac Orthodox, and Greek Melkite. So the diversity is very large, and we try, yes, to make the connection, sometimes to organize meetings and to push the bishops, the priests, to continue the dialogue, because they are ready for that, but sometimes we need also to create the moment, to create the event, to make connections. And in Ethiopia, we're really very happy to see that the Catholic Church has always this tradition to go to the Orthodox Church, also to make link, to make a dialogue. And in all the dioceses, we are happy to ask to the bishop, what is our connection with the Orthodox Church? And they have always examples to say that, okay, we share this event in particular. Of course, in the schools, there is a lot of young Orthodox children, and for sure, through education, it's a tool of peace and a dialogue, ecumenism, because that's also the future generations, they can create this dialogue. So for us, it's always important to ask when we visit the mission, how is the situation, because even if the Catholic Church is 1% of the population, it's like the salt gives the taste, and it's really a light for the people. So for sure, the Catholic Church is involved in this, and l'œuvre d'Orient we support, and we really enjoy when we see that the project can be involve all the different tradition, and in particular the old tradition of the Orthodox Church in Ethiopia.
Yeah. And it was nice also to see the French delegation of bishop to meet the Holiness Abuna Matthias, yes, to speak about the link between the religion. Mm-hmm.
And regarding this, also at this moment, the French bishops and the Patriarch Abuna Matthias say that it could be good to keep the same date for Fasika, for Easter, to celebrate together. Mm. So I think it's a good also to remind that at the 1,700 years ago we choose a date at the Nice, we chose a common date for Easter. So now sometimes we're separate and sometimes we can have the same date, and we hope that, and we pray for to have in the future the same celebration, because Easter it's also our foundation of our faith, of the resurrection.
Yes. So this ecumenical relationship is also the core mission of the Catholic Church as well, since Vatican II, and now even Pope Leo the 14th, he is also recommending to have a prayer in Nicaea together with the Orthodox Patriarch Bartholomew II. Maybe in October or September, October, they will pray together for ecumenical relationship that it improves. The Catholic Church has also a department at the Vatican Dicastery for ecumenical dialogue. So that is for church unity is very important for the Catholic Church. So the Church in France, the Catholic Church, the bishops through the L'Œuvre d'Orient, they are, supporting the Holy See through these activities. That is a very good thing. That's why also the French bishops, when they were here, met His Holiness Patriarch Matthias, and the intention of the popes, the Catholic popes, and then patriarchs all over the world, they are now trying to make the date, to fix the date for Easter, to celebrate it in the same day. And that is a very good thing, and we need to pray for this intention that it will be realized, in the coming period. So this is when it comes to ecumenism, the Church of France is there, the Catholic Church working continuously in different countries with different patriarchates and so, and supporting, and then also celebrating communion also with the Orthodox churches, Oriental churches when there is necessary. So the further activities, you have been involved in different places here. You will go back to your home country. Do you have any plan when you go back what you are going to do, or for yourself?
Yes, that's a good question, and we are exactly at the moment when we are trying to see how this experience of 1 year in Ethiopia can change our life. Because for sure we arrive one kind of experience, and after 1 year we change, of course. So we're thinking that how we can continue to serve the church, and there is in France many possibilities to continue to serve the church. And as the work also, we will see how we can continue to serve the church. And also the important point for L'Œuvre d'Orient, also we want to make testimony, to continue to talk about Ethiopia in France, to say that how the faith is it in France, and even to give to them that okay, there is Christians there, they are Catholics, and they are very strong, and they are effectively in the same way of the mission, evangelization. Because of course now France is also somewhere a land of mission, a land of evangelization. So we can share this experience. We can share also the ecumenical life, the dialogue, because we have also this in France, and in particular with the Muslim. You have a long relation with the Muslim in Ethiopia, and for us in France, we have also to invent a capacity to make the dialogue stronger and closer. So for sure, this year has changed our life. And we will not be the same couple as we traveled the first date when we arrived with Benoit in November the last year.
Thank God.
So yes, absolutely.
We will pray more.
Of course, even in our spiritual life, we have been strengthened by the faith of the people, by the thing about the tradition, and because also we travel and we live with the priest, we live with the sisters when we are in the different dioceses. So we can share also this prayer life.
We will keep some objects like Jebena, what we can take, maybe some tef.
Yes, and also the cross, Ethiopian
yes,
cross.
The Ethiopian cross.
Yes, it's so beautiful, and also the icons, the tradition of Ethiopia. We discover it here, and so for sure we will.
We'll keep the coffee ceremony, maybe to put flowers.
Yes, and the hospitality for sure in our home. You, Abba Petros, you are most welcome, and they are. Can watch these videos. You are welcome in France to have a coffee ceremony in our home. So yes, for sure, it's also a way of life to have Jesus Christ even in our daily life. For sure.
Yeah, so it's good. You have enriched yourself. Enrichment. The period, the stay that you had here is enriching. Very happy to see that, to hear that. You said that you will have a permanent office here, and then your colleagues will come maybe after you, and then they will continue the work. You said. So, how did it go? Is there something concrete that you have an office here in the coming period? You are working on that, and then like other partners, for example, like Knewa, like other organizations, they have their offices here, and you have also contact with them, I think, with the partners of the Catholic Church, and you will have an office here. And did you make progress? Because you are the first to make the foundation for an office. You are working on that, I know.
Yes, absolutely. We are on the process, and you're right. We share with a lot of other NGOs, and in particular, they are working also for the Catholic Church, like CRS, CNEWA, Elisker. It's also a very important part of our work is the coordination. And we of course we learn about their experience, and they have a permanent office. They have a place where they can have the coffee ceremony as an official place. So maybe in the future we will open like that this office. But for the moment, as we are happy to say, our office is all the parishes, is all the houses of the congregation.
We have a lot of houses.
Yeah. Our family is very large, and we have a lot of houses, so we are very happy. And for sure in the future, because we are the pioneer, we are the first team, in Ethiopia for l'œuvre d'Orient, we will continue this relation. And we really want that we continue to strengthen the link and to have people there, and also to send volunteers, because that's also a good part of the relation, to send volunteers in the congregation, in the missions, to spend the daily life of Ethiopia.
Yes, that's good. To conclude our conversation, I will give you another chance to say a few things about how will you remember your time in Ethiopia when you go back. What are the elements which you will keep in your heart and your mind? You said that you will get to take some tef.
Yeah, for sure.
What is for our friends?
Coffee and different things you will have also in your home, but there are elements that you will take with you, with the enriching experience you had.
Yes, maybe first of all we can say about materials. Yeah. Even Yolande, you have good hearings. It's from Ethiopia, and even the scarf. So I think we will keep it at least as the material, as the vestment.
The scarves. The
scarf, and also we find a lot of great artisanal handmades by the mission in different
artworks.
Artworks.
The women promotion, for example, daughter charity. Like pottery.
Yeah, Jebena pottery, or baskets also made by hand. And so at least this for the material. Of course, the food. teff maybe, if we can also prepare injera at home.
Injera, shiro, maybe
Shiro.
raw meat we will not do at home.
Raw meat will be difficult.
Difficult for
But
Farangi.
some spices and the coffee also we mentioned, but also the incense. It's also a very good particularity of Ethiopia, and it make a link with the first kings. They give to the baby Jesus incense when they arrive to adore him, to contemplate him. So also we will keep this, and maybe we'll make incense in our home to in the same time to have a nice smell, but also to pray, because that's the purpose of the incense. And finally, also to praise the saint, the holy figure in Ethiopia, Saint George and Saint Frumens, Saint Justin, Saint Ecumenical. Also, this long tradition of holy in Ethiopia. For sure, we will keep it in our heart. And our wish is also to come back. One day when we will have the possibility to come back in Ethiopia to continue also our friendship with Ethiopia and the communities.
Very good. So, as Pax Catholic TV also, we wish you all the best with your ministry in the future, with all this positive and enriching moment here, and you are going back to France after some time, but still you have some time to work here with us. But this is maybe the only program we will have together, so I wish you God's blessing, in your ministry in the future. And we are happy to hear that you had a very positive time here. And that it contributed to your spiritual life as well, and that when you go back, still you are welcome anytime in the future. All these friends and people you met, they will welcome you, we are sure, because Ethiopia is a hospitable country and people are very happy to receive guests from other countries. So you and then also we thank you for your service, although the Pax TV will in the future also work together with the organization L'Œuvre d'Orient, with this the news department of the organization, which they produce there, and then we can broadcast it also here. That is what we have discussed. So we will have also the connection also as a television, but also as L'Œuvre d'Orient working with the Catholic Church here. It's a unique experience being here as a couple to assist the church, and we thank you for your service here. And I think you will visit, you will see also the bishops, and you have met also the cardinal a few times, and he's also blessing you. He's always happy, to have you here, I know, and I hope that you will conclude your stay here in a positive way, and then we will see how things will evolve in the future. Maybe you can come back as another, missionary in the future. Who knows? So we'll see, and many blessings for your work and for your life as a couple. And we are united with you in the ministry, but also in prayer always for the mission of the church. We work together.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you, Abba. Thank you also Pax TV for the invitation. And thank you also for the warm welcome of all our monks here, Abba Tachen, Cardinal, and all the bishops, the priests, the sisters welcome us in the country. We are so grateful.
The French embassy.
The French embassy, the other
Benoit
NGOs.
Karaji who help us.
Yes. the trust of the Catholic Church here in Ethiopia, but also the trust of l'Œuvre d'Orient and the Catholic Church in France. We are very happy to spend this year and this experience, spiritual experience and work experience here in Ethiopia. Xavier Steli.
God bless, and we remain in contact in prayer. የተወደዳችሁ የሰላም ካቶሊክ ቲቪ ተመልካቾች እዚህ በስቱዲዮአችን የነበሩ ከኛ ጋር ቆይታ ያደረጉ ባፕቲስትና ዮላንደ ከነሱ ጋር የነበረን ቆይታ በዚህ አጠናቀናል እና ስለ l'œuvre d'Orient የተሰኘው የካቶሊክ ተቋም እዚህ በኢትዮጵያ ከካቶሊክ ቤተክርስቲያን ጋር የሚሰራው ስራ በእነሱ አማካይነት ደግሞ ከፈረንሳይ ካቶሊክ ቤተክርስቲያን ጋር የሚደረገውን እንቅስቃሴ የበለጠ ግንዛቤ እንዳገኛችሁበት ተስፋ እናደርጋለን እና በሚቀጥለው ጊዜ በሌላ በተልዕኮ ፕሮግራም እስክንገናኝ በእያለንበት እግዚአብሔር በሰላም ይጠብቀን። ሰላም እንሁን።